Okay, hey, let's go. What are we doing? Who am I playing as this time and sucking with? Wild Wolf. Oh, it's actually a it's a version of I think it's Terry Bogard. I think it's a Terry Bogard from um Gru Mark of the Wolves. I think that's how you say it, because that's really how it looks like. It's spelled Gru Mark of the Wolves. And actually, I do want to play some of that on my channel at some point. I think I might have it for Dreamcast. I don't remember though. I'll have to check it out. But um, it's been a bit. I'm trying to think where I was going with that because I kind of got sidetracked. Kind of talking to this really pretty girl. Actually, I asked her earlier to get our conversation started, refreshed again. Um, give me a topic to talk about. How about it? So, she was like, okay, talk about strippers. Fine. I'll talk about strippers. Surprisingly, the kind of retard I am, I've never been to a strip club. However, I would like to. Only to see if there's any, hookers there, mostly. I don't know, it's just, I don't know why I haven't gone. Doesn't really, and surprisingly for the kind of wild fucking non-conservative, person I am, it's kind of surprising that I haven't been to a strip club. I don't know why. But, let's see. So anyway, I was like, okay, that's kind of a boring topic to talk about, so how about we talk about zombie strippers? Okay. No, I ran off with that one, 'cause I was like, strippers, that's it? Why not zombie strippers? Okay. What a goofball. I'll be playing this her sooner or later, though. So anyway, Zombie Strippers, pretty good film, actually. It was alright. I can't say one of my favorites. By far, it's not one of my favorites. By far. It's decent, though. I can't really remember it being too... Like, it was supposed to be comedic, but I don't really think I found it entirely too funny. It did have its moments. But, I don't know, for some reason, they made it very erotic. It'd be like, a zombie stripper is pretty fucking hot, and would be like a turn-on to have sex with a zombie stripper. And that actually kind of does remind me too, what was that one movie where it was like one of the Land of the Dead, it was like a remake, or a reboot of the film, an original film, like Land of the Dead, no, not Land of the Dead, but it was like Day of the Dead, or Dawn of the Dead, or, one of those, Dead movies. And I remember they were like in a shopping mall, and the dude's wife became a zombie, and she had a zombie baby, and he like had her strapped down, so she couldn't attack anybody, and the baby came out as a zombie, and ever since then it made me think it'd be pretty fucking hot to fuck a zombie. And I'm trying to remember, there was also that's actually been like a recurring thing in the B-rate films, having sex with zombies. What was the one movie? I can't remember, but it like really turned me on because it was like all kinds of retarded. I don't think I'm gonna remember it. I remember I haven't watched it in 5 years or so. But I remember it was like a couple was like at their house in the desert. And I'm kicking my own ass. Wild Wolf versus Terry Bogard seems fair enough. They're pretty much the same. So anyway, they're in the desert. I'm pretty sure it was just the couple, you know, the wife and husband, and then the wife's sister. However, the sister had a really weird thing, like on her stomach, where it was like her twin, and it was just like the twin's face and mouth, and it was just like really weird. And then the sister wasn't quite hot. And, you know, like, it started out because it was like, you know, people come to their house and want refuge or whatever, and take hiding there for the meantime. And there was like 2 or 3 guys. And they all took turn banging the one guy's wife. And that was actually the first time I found that kind of a turn on. That kind of stuff. But, you know, and you know, it went on where, you know, all of a sudden, like, the guys were taking turns with the guy's wife, since, you know, most of the women were dead because it's the zombie apocalypse. And they also went at her sister too, I think, with the weird thing on her stomach. But then the husband, you know, he had his own secrets too. Well, everybody kind of had secrets from each other, and was kind of at a point it got to where everybody was backstabbing everybody, of course. I don't know why it always turns out like that, but that's how it was happening. So, you know, the husband had a zombie female, kind of attractive, locked up in a shed, and, you know, he'd go in there and, you know, have his time with her. So, that was kind of an interesting, little twisted, masochistic. I don't know if that's masochistic. Maybe, I don't know, something. But, you know, it's really interesting spin on the whole zombie thing. But hey, you got needs. Handle them. Shit. Although at least that zombie wasn't one of those super strong ones and super rabied, where, you know, you could just chain them up and do whatever you want with them. But, you know, it's been a while. I'm trying to remember what it was called. I want to think there was like it was like 3 words in the title of the movie, I think. And the first one started with a G. I don't know why a G. I don't remember, like, zombie even being in the title name. It could have been. But, I don't know, it was like one of those. It was a really bad but good B-rate zombie film. Like, it's easily forgettable. Like, it's weird because, like, some of the things that are like shit that should be otherwise forgettable stuff in films, like, I'll remember for years pretty clearly. Like, otherwise that film is pretty fucking forgettable otherwise. The other film, I don't even remember its title, but it was actually kind of interesting premise. I can't say the execution was 100% awesome, but you know, it had its memorable moments that I still think about to this day. Of course, a B-rate film. I don't think it was a zombie flick. It was more of like a monster creature psychological film. So it happened, you know, it pretty much starts off like mysterious, and then unravels as to explains how, and it does like a full 360 on, you know, how it started off compared to, like, where it went around and explained, you know, from the beginning all the events that led up to that and the aftermath. So anyway, this guy, it starts off where he's just wandering down a road covered in blood. There's no idea what happened to him. He lost his memory, amnesia. So he's found, covered in blood. He doesn't know his name. He doesn't know what's going on. Nothing. So throughout the film, you know, actually, he was a kid at the time that they found along the path. Well, you know, then it goes to whatever's going on now, where it's a guy, and he's like, you know, on a psych ward because He forgot his memory, doesn't know anybody, all that good stuff. And, you know, then they want to test out an experimental drug on him that will help him regain his memory or something. So, you know, he tries it out, but then he you know, he goes to sleep and then he like wakes up or something. And he's like, oh, this doesn't work, and then he like sneaks out of the hospital and, you know, goes about his way. So he goes back to where he used to live. He doesn't really exactly know where that is or whatever. He's like mostly homeless or living out of his car or out of, you know, on the street pretty much. And then he met a kid, and the kid was like, here, you know what, I'm gonna let you stay in a shed, or I'm gonna try to help you out a little bit. And they were friends, even though you're like 15 years older than me and could be touching me in the wrong place. But he wasn't. So the kid let him stay in his shed, and this guy, he kept, like, ever since he, like, woke up and was like, this isn't working, he kept having, like, flashbacks of, like, a monster, a creature that would, like, scare him, and it was mostly, like, he was dreaming of it. Like, he would see it, and he'd be like, he'd try to, you know, stop it or intervene, but he couldn't do anything. Although I don't think the monster really inflicted any harm or did anything anyway, aside from just being scary. So, you know, the film progresses, and, you know, the kid, he was kind of suspecting something off with his stepfather, because his stepfather was very, tried to keep secrets and all this and that. And, you know, he had a hidden room where he kept pictures and very incriminating stuff. So, you know, one day the kid's like, you know what, I'm gonna go out to our old, like, it was like a summer cabin or something. So they went out there, and he, you know, he had a cop chase, and this is, you know, it was actually the kid and this older guy, friend, whatever. They had a cop chase, the kid arrived there, he lost the cops, obviously, at this summer cabin hidden deep in the woods. It was run down that they hadn't been to in a couple of years or something, that they really hadn't used since, you know, its stepdad came into the picture. And it was revealed that the stepdad was actually molesting and killing, you know, younger girls and stuff like that. You know, he'd torture him and kill him, you know, after he had his time with him. So, you know, the kid, he tried to encounter, no, the kid got hurt. He bumped his head, you know, that was the blood came from and all that stuff, and that's how the amnesia happened. Well, the older guy tried to, you know, stop him and do something. However, the stepdad started appearing as this monster that kept appearing in his dreams or whatever. And I don't remember exactly what happened from there. You know, he got knocked out or came unconscious or something. And, you know, it went back to the kid walking down the road covered in blood. And then the father, you know, this guy, he woke up and he realized everything that happened was everything that he forgot before he got the amnesia and everything. So, you know, he realized that it was his stepdad that was doing all this. You know, he woke up, came out of it, and he was like, you know, this is exactly what happened, I guess. I don't remember exactly how it panned out from there, but I do remember it ended pretty much on him coming out of that dream he had, that he at first thought, you know, wasn't a dream, that the drugs weren't working. Then he came out of it, you know, turned his stepdad into the cops. They did a sting and caught him, and, you know, it went from there. And then he reunited with his mother he hadn't seen since he was a child because of all the amnesia. And, you know, they didn't look for him, I guess. And that was pretty much how it ended. Rather an unforgettable movie, but it is still stuck to me this day. How, you know, how that was an actually interesting movie. It could have been well executed better, but it was good for what it was, for being a shitty B-rate film. So, that's going to be it.